What's up, everybody? Today I want to go through and show you some of the stuff that I've already sold from this massive storage unit that I just made the 5-part series on, showing you everything that I found in there, or most of the things I found in there. There was tons and tons of boxes and tons of finds. I'm going to show you, I think, 44 of those items that I've already sold on eBay, and I haven't even listed half of them. And stay tuned to the end. Stay tuned to the end, where I'll show you what sold today for hundreds of dollars. So here we go. Let's just get to going through these. I sold this lot of DVDs, VeggieTales. I put these into 2 lots. I sold the first one for $20 shipped on eBay. That's the first one. And then we'll just keep going through these. I found these little package of cassettes, new blank cassettes that you can record media onto. Sold them for $32 shipped. That's a great find there. I sold this Fisher Price Pixter. I didn't know what it was. I had to look it up to see. It had a few little cartridges with it. Sold it for 40 bucks. And let's see, this book was one of the best finds in there for an individual item, and is this European sporting, just a gun shooting kind of a book. Sold it for 135 shipped. That sold like within 2 days of listing it. This one was a mystery to me. I couldn't figure out what it was when I found it, but it was an apple peeler. It sold for $20 shipped. Not a big sale, but it sold fairly quickly. Here we have a potato sack. It was like a brand new potato sack. There was 2 of these. Sold this one for $25. And then another gun book sold for $50 shipped. I love the gun books. And here's the other potato sack. It's sold as well fairly quickly. If you remember this video, if you saw this in the video, there's a little HP calculator. These do very well. Sold it for $35 shipped. This was new in the box. It's just like a coffee or spice grinder, $26 shipped. This Furby was surprising. I didn't know what it'd be worth, but I got it home and did some digging, and apparently it's a well sought after one. There's different sizes, and this is one of the original bigger ones, and so it sold for $120 shipped. And I even had somebody message me right before it sold and saying, you know, this is really worth more like $150. And I was just looking for a quick turnaround, and so that's what it sold for. Then there was this new this pressure cooker, I guess is what you call it. It was new. It was new. It looked like a little worn on the outside, but from being in storage, loose like this. But it was brand new once I opened it up, and it sold for $68 shipped. Another Furby. There was about, if I remember right, 6 or so of these that are new in the package. I've sold a few of them already. This is the first one that sold. Sold for $45 shipped. This Patagonia jacket wasn't in the video, but I mentioned it in the video. There was this and a vest as well that I found, but it sold fairly quickly for $45 shipped. Beanie Babies, I think I've listed about 4 lots of these, and this one sold first for $30 shipped. This is like an old school abacus for counting or whatever, for learning. It sold for $22 shipped. Here's another one of the Furbies, sold for $55 shipped. These Furbies were great money. Another one, $65. And let's see, this fishing reel was in like a little fishing bucket. I wasn't expecting to be in there, but it was. Just happened to look it up, and it was sold pretty quickly for $70 shipped. All this stuff is sold fairly quickly. If you can't tell, it's all, I mean, it's all sold within the first month of listing it. A lot of it within days, or even in a couple cases, if you'll see today, even within minutes of listing. Anyway, next is this Mighty Beans collection, sold for $45 shipped. This was like a collectible LDS, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints collectible thing. I'm still really not sure what it is. It's like a replica of something, but it sold for $35 shipped. Then I have these lot of Webkins. I lotted them up in groups of 10, and I think there ended up being 8 total, and all of them sold. So they either sold for $45 or $40 or $50 each. I only put one in this just because I don't want to show you 8 different sales of the same item, basically. But yeah, so 8 times 40 is what we're like, close to $400 just for this one box of Webkins. So that was crazy good find. Yet another Furby. This one was just loose and a little bit smaller than that one that sold for $120. So this one sold for $45. And this was even a smaller one, another even smaller Furby. This is like, I don't even think, it's just like a little plush. It wasn't like electronic or anything. So it sold for $17 shipped. This was like a little tiny pocketbook, and it sold for $40 shipped. Well, it's kind of crazy good find there. Just a little something that a lot of people probably would have just disregarded and donated. But I know that these older religious books can be worth quite a bit sometimes. Now, these 2 things sold together to the same buyer, and it's the Nintendo Game Boy camera as well as the printer. So I never even knew these things existed. So when I found them, I wasn't really sure what they were exactly, but together they sold for $95 shipped. So that's a great sale. In there was a new in the package a heated blanket, so that sold for $54 shipped. And then we have this Jim Shore Pineapple Welcome All little figure, whatever you want to call it. Uh, Anyways, it sold for $30 shipped. Here's a book, just another LDS book, Millennial Messiah. I've sold these in the past before, but it sold fairly quickly for $20 free shipping. And then there was two of these Nintendo DS cases, two of these exact ones. One of them was sold already for $15 free shipping. And then there was some Super Nintendo stuff in there. This is the game. This is the first thing out of it to sell for $15 free shipping. And here is the second lot of VeggieTales DVDs. It sold for $20. So $40 just for the VeggieTale DVDs. So that's good. This was a little lens that was in a case. It sold for $30 shipped. Here we have a Bath and Body, kind of a cool looking bag with like fake fur trim, and it sold for $26 shipped. This was just a small bottle of mineral oil that you use to fill up for your, if you remember those curtain rain oil lamps or whatever. My grandma had one, so I knew exactly what it was when I saw the picture on the box. But some of these still really good, but this was a small, only an 8-ounce bottle, so it only sold for $25 free shipping. And then this was just like a really nice leather with gold edge papers. Like it's just a blank paper inside. It's just a journal, but it sold for $22 shipped. And then here we have the Super Nintendo. Great find there, $125 shipped for the system. I don't know how much those were worth anymore. It's been a long time since I sold one. I thought maybe they were worth $60 to $80 if you saw it in the video, but pleasantly surprised that it sold for $125 shipped. This was a brand new sealed DVD. I had never heard of this movie, The Reluctant Dragon, but it sold for $18 free shipping. And then here we have, just yesterday, this sold the Radio Shack micro cassette recorder, $24, free shipping. And then we have the Willow Tree father and daughter sculpture. This also sold yesterday for $21 shipped. And now I'm to the last four. These are just sold today. So it's been a good day for the things that have sold out of the unit. So in the unit, if you looked at the last video, one of the last things is there was two of these jackets. They're Patagonia. They're all dusty. I threw them in the wash. They came out looking brand new. Two exact same ones. So both same color, same size and everything. I listed this and within minutes it sold for $150. And then I automatically listed the other one. I didn't want to list them as a quantity of two because I thought people would think that was weird. But anyway, I listed it. In fact, you can see on here that I put, if you can read it, in the location I have relist one more once this one sells. But anyway, this one sold within minutes. I immediately listed the second one and I got a message from the guy who bought it and said, do you have two of these? And I told him yes, and he said he wanted to buy it too, so he bought it too. So he bought both of them. So that's $300 sale for these two jackets that were just laying loose in the storage unit. So that's kind of crazy. And then also I sold the same day today this Patagonia fleece vest that I had mentioned along with that jacket that I sold. That was early, the first part of this video, the fleece jacket. This sold for $43 shipped. And then last but not least, let's see if I can find it real quick here. Last but definitely not least was the most exciting finds for me in this unit was this set of books. I found most of them in the first video, and then later maybe in the third video or something I found the remaining of the set, and I was pretty excited about it. Anyway, here's the set, sold for $425 shipped. So what a great day. Just today alone, I'm over like about $750 so in sales from this $5 unit. So that was fantastic day. Of course I have other sales too, because I don't have only the stuff from this one unit listed today. So today was about a $1,200 or $1,300 day on eBay. Still a little bit of time left today, so maybe I'll get a couple more sales. I don't know, but anyway, great day, which has been good because it's been a little bit slow. But overall, I've already sold over $2,000 on this unit. Like I said, I haven't even listed half of it, and for what I have listed, this is only what's sold so far. So I'm sure that I haven't counted, but I'm sure there's at least 20 or 30 other things that have listed that haven't sold yet. So on track to hit that 8,000 figure that I estimated for this unit after going through everything. No problem, I think. So anyway, I just wanted to share videos. Like sometimes you watch these storage unit videos and you wonder, do these things actually sell, or do they actually sell for what people say for? I've been reselling for a long time, so I have a pretty good idea of what things sell for. And definitely after looking up stuff, I'm pretty good at estimating what things will sell for I don't always know how long they'll take. Sometimes they take longer than others, but usually it's fairly close to what I think. Obviously, sometimes I'm going to end up selling for a little bit lower as I send offers or take offers or whatever. But anyway, this storage unit has been great. $2,000 in sales already, with much more to come. Hopefully you guys enjoyed just kind of seeing this. Let me know if you guys like a video like this where you actually see what things actually sold for that I pulled out. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.